Hey guys, I know OntArizona kind of took a break for a while. I know Brendan's been really busy and has had a lot of stuff going on, and I've been really busy with a ton of stuff going on. So, um, Brendan, I know that you said I should come up with a really fantastic punishment for you, and I've honestly given it some thought. I think rather than dishing out punishments and making you embarrass yourself on camera, I would honestly rather just hear about what you've been doing and rather just kind of keep going and like kind of hit the resume button for our channel. With that said, I have a lot of stuff to brief you on. A lot has been going on since we last vlogged. I know that I've mentioned the acapella group that I'm in. We recently went to California for ICCA competition. It was the first time our groups competed since I was like born, so it was definitely an eye-opener. We learned a lot. I realized how big of a deal acapella was in California until we went out there, but we just saw some incredible groups. Like, we definitely competed against the best of the best. Really fabulous groups perform, and we did not realize how competitive it was. It was honestly, it felt like we were on an episode of Glee. It was ridiculous. So that was really exciting. We definitely learned a lot, and we also learned that we have a lot to learn. We've really been trying to step it up this semester and kind of like, you know, add more choreography and just be a little bit more dynamic of a group, and we're just working on a lot of stuff. So really exciting. We're actually going to Tucson tomorrow for the Arizona Acapella Festival. We started that tradition last year, and we hosted at ASU last year, but this year we're going down to U of A in Tucson to do that this year as well. So we're leaving for that tomorrow, so I feel like I've barely been home since the last trip, and we're already going on another one. So definitely a lot going on here with that. I'm not sure if you've noticed this whole time, but my puppy's been pigging out behind me the entire time I've been recording. He really likes food. Fatty. Look at that. Oh yeah, obviously Ralph has gotten significantly bigger. He's big now. Our viewers, I don't know if I actually told you guys, but Brendan Skyped me on my birthday, and I know I had mentioned to him that Ralph was really sick. Ralph was sick with sarcoptic mange. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. I'm not really sure how he got, but he had it. He's had it since I got him, and it's really unlucky. It's really awful infection to have, and he's all better now. It took a lot of antibiotics and steroid injections, and I had to give him like a follicle cleanse twice a week. He's all clear now, and he's finally better, and he suffered some hair loss during that time, but it's all better now. When I went to California, I actually came back to find him really sick again. I came back, and his eyes were all puffy, and like he could barely open them, and they were red, and they had like stuff. He looked like he had like kind of like sleep everywhere. It looked like he had intense like puppy pink eye. It was really scary. And then he also had like little bumps all over his muzzle, and he had these lesions on his abdomen, and it was crazy. I was so upset. It looked like really intense allergies. I wasn't even really sure what it was, but it was really scary. So I took him to the vet, and they thought it was allergies, and so we put him on baby Benadryl for a week, but it didn't get any better. And then I took him back again to find out that he actually had puppy strangles. I honestly have never ever heard of puppy strangles, and I'm guessing that not very many of you have heard of it either, but basically the lymph nodes get really swollen, and they swell, and the immune system basically starts to attack itself, and it gets to the point where the lymph nodes are so swollen that it actually like closes the airway and it suffocates. That's why they call it puppy strangles, and I was completely terrified. And apparently it's genetic. It's on his 3rd week of treatment, and he's actually gotten a lot better. You can tell that he had some hair loss around his eyeballs, but he's a lot better. He was on a ton of antibiotics again, and I just felt really awful because the guy can never catch a break, but I'm hoping that this is it for his sickness in his lifetime, because he's just had the worst luck. So I've been spending a lot of time like kind of taking care of him and just keeping a close eye on him, making sure, because a lot of the antibiotics he's on have some side effects. Just really, really unfortunate stuff. So kind of sad, but that's been taking up a lot of my time, and I've had to really, really keep a close eye on him. He's definitely getting better, and he's eating more, and he's getting bigger and healthier, and he should be completely back to normal soon. So good news there. So while you were at Playlist Live on Saturday I went to the Lady Gaga concert with my friend Greg and had a blast. It was crazy. We basically waited in line for like 8 or 9 hours or something really crazy like that. I got some cute pictures of her, and I'm not sure how well my footage from my iPhone will turn out, but we met some very nice people online. One guy that we met, and we'll call him Alejandro. Basically, Alejandro was a very, very nice and very, very cute Hispanic man. At least I hope he was 21, because he was drinking a lot of beer. Basically, he stood by us the entire concert, and we talked to him a lot, and we're talking to him about how much he loves Lady Gaga, and he loves her music, and she's so inspiring, and blah, 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 which is totally cool. And we thought he was really nice. As the night progressed on, he was drinking more and more beer, and was getting more and more into the concert. And it was really unfortunate that I had to stand next to Alejandro the whole time, because he was very, very lovey, and how people at concerts will like raise their phones or something like that, or stick their hands in the air and like woo, whatever. He did that with his beer. So he kept on almost sloshing beer all over me for the first half of the concert. And then he's done like trying to like dodge these like beer bullets. I felt like I was in like my own video game. He eventually lowered his beer hand and just kind of held it here, normal person. And he kept on getting into little fights with this really angry white lady standing behind us. I'm like getting into like little arguments with her, and this lady kept on like yelling at us, and she even shoved me at one point, because apparently I was moving the entire crowd and shoving them into her, even though everyone around me is at least a foot taller than me and at least like 40 to 50 pounds heavier than I am. But the entire like crowd of like 200-300 people shifting towards that direction most definitely had to be all my fault. She would shove me and then yell at me, and then she started getting into little arguments with Alejandro, and then they like almost like got in like a huge fight, and this is all occurring as he's like all up on me and stuff. So I was kind of afraid for my life. And then at one point he wasn't really paying attention to what he was doing, and he had poured his entire cup of beer on me. It's just a very, very messy situation, and it was very uncomfortable, and me and Alejandro got to know each other really, really well. I really wish I hadn't. So that was good fun. But the concert itself was amazing. I don't know about you guys. I know everyone's just obsessing over how crazy she is and what body parts she may or may not have. And I'm just so in love with her music and how much like love and devotion she has for her fans. So I am definitely a big fan of Lady Gaga, and I definitely love all of her work. So I had the time of my life. It was glorious. And I wonder if I'll ever run into Alejandro someday. It was a very, very long, frightening, but amazing experience. So that was that.